Hello students, let us start with the question number 7 of exercise 1.2. First of all, so there is a circular path around a sports field. Sonia take 18 minutes to drive one round of the field while Rabi takes 12 minutes for the same. Suppose they both start at the same time and go in the same direction. After how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? Your question is कि Sonia and Ravi are running around a circular path. Suppose they have started from the same point, clear, and in the same direction. Ravi takes 12 minutes to complete this round, whereas Sonia takes, this is the time taken by Ravi, whereas Sonia takes 18 minutes to complete this round. So your question is, you need to find out when they will meet again at this point A. Means here we need to find out the common point, that is LCM of 12 and 18. To find out the LCM, so let us start. So 12 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3, or you can say 2 square into 3. Then 18 can be written as 2 into 3 into 3, or 2 into 3 square. We need to find out the LCM, means the common time when they will meet again. What will be the LCM of 12 and 18? So we have to consider the highest common power. So highest in 2 and 2 square is 2 square. Then highest in 3 and 3 square is 3 square. 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 4 9s are 36. Means they will meet after 36 minutes again at A point. 12 3s are 36, means Ravi will complete the 3 rounds, and while as Sonia will complete her 2 rounds, and they will meet again at this point after 36 minutes. So with this, our second exercise is over. Now we'll start with the next exercise 1.3. But before starting with the 1.3, we'll first of all prove some theorems. First theorem is, prove that under root 2 is irrational. Clear? To prove it, we'll prove the theorem by contradiction. If possible, let under root 2 is rational. Means it is not irrational, and we are considering it as a rational number. If it is rational, what does it means? It means under root 2 can be written as A upon B, where A and B are co-prime, and what should be the condition on B? B shouldn't be not equal to 0. What does the co-prime means? Means they don't have any common factor other than 1. means no common factor other than 1. And this is the most important condition that you need to write down here. Then the next step, squaring both sides. On left hand side we'll get only 2 and root 2 and its square will give you 2, and the right hand side it is a square by b square. It means 2 into b square is equal to a square. 2 into some number is equal to a square. What does it means? 2 divides a square. So 2 divides a square. It implies 2 divides a also. If 2 divides a, what does it means? 2 into some number, let it be c. 2 into c is equal to a. Clear? And let this be equation as equation number 1. Now squaring this again, 2c is equal to a will get, squaring on left hand side will give 4c square is equal to a square, and let this be as equation number 2. Now right hand side of equation number 1 and equation number 2 both is same. So it means 2b square is equal to 4c square, or you can say from where we just have written by 1 and 2. So b square is equal to 4c square by 2. 2 2 is a 4, means it will give you b square is equal to 2c square. What does it implies? Yes, it implies that 2 divides b square, and if 2 divides b square, it implies 2 divides b also. Now 2 is dividing b as well as a, and which is not possible as a and b are co-prime. 2 can't divide both of them. If 2 can't divide both of them, means our assumption is wrong. What we have taken? We just have taken under root 2 is rational. It implies under root 2 is irrational. Hence proved. Similarly, we'll prove it for under root 3 and root 5 before starting our exercise. So now let us start with under root 3. Under root 3 is irrational. This we need to prove. Then how we'll prove? We'll prove it by assumption. let and root 3 is rational. Yes, if it is rational means and root 3 can be written as a by b, where a, b are co-prime and b cannot be 0. A and B are co-prime means they don't have any common factor other than 1. Now what we need to do? Squaring both sides. Yes, when we'll square and root 3 ka square, that will give you 3, and it is a square b square. What does it means? 3b square is equal to a square, means 3 into something, some number is equal to a square. So what does it means? 3 divides a square, and it implies 3 divides a. If 3 divides a means 3 into some number, let it be c, is equal to a. Then squaring again on both sides. Squaring both sides, 3c whole square, that will give you 9c square and a square, and let it be equation number 2. Then compare equation number 1 and equation number 2. Here is your equation number 1. 3b square is equal to a square, and this one is your equation number 2. So what we will get? 9c square is equal to 3b square. What does it means? 9c square by 3 is equal to b square. It means 3c square is equal to b square. It implies 3 divides b square, and hence 3 divides b. But already we have written 3 divides a. But a and b are co-prime. If a and b are co-prime, so 3 can't divide both of them. If 3 can't divide both of them, it means our assumption is wrong. And what we have assumed, that and root 3 is irrational. It implies it is not irrational. This is a rational, sorry, it is irrational number. We just have assumed it as rational. Hope you have got the concept for the theorem. Similarly, you can start to prove 1√5. Whatever is the theorem is asked, you can do easily now. Suppose 1√5 is irrational. This you need to prove. How you will prove? Yes. But you need to show, first of all, let and root 5 is rational. Then what next? And root 5 is rational means it can be written as A by B, where A, B are co-prime. Co-prime means they don't have any common factor other than 1, and B is not equal to 0. Then next, squaring both sides, it implies 5 is equal to A square upon B square, implies 5 into B square is equal to A square, means 5 divides A square and hence 5 divides A. If 5 divides A, it means obviously by Euclid division lemma 5C is equal to A. Squaring both sides, squaring both sides will get 25C square is equal to A square. And let this be as a second, this one as a first. Just compare 1 and 2. So comparing 1 and 2, what will be there? 25C square is equal to 5B square. It means 25C square by 5 is equal to B square. Yes. Then 5C square is equal to B square. It means 5 divides B square, and it implies 5 divides B. As already it's on the board, 5 divides A as well as 5 divides B, but we have taken A and B as a co-prime number, but A and B are co-prime. It implies our assumption is wrong. If our assumption is wrong, it means what we have taken, and root 5 is irrational, not a rational number. With this, our next theorem is also proved. Similarly, we can do it for root 7 and root 11. Any question if asked or any theorem is asked, you can prove it by yourself. Then let us prove the last theorem, that is, and root 7 is irrational. Now do it fastly. How will start the proof? We'll start, and root 7 is rational. If it is rational means it can be written in the form of A by B, where A, B are co-prime, and condition on B is B shouldn't be equal to 0. Then next, squaring both sides will get here 7 is equal to A square by B square. It means 7b square is equal to a square. Now 7 into b square is equal to a square means 7 divides a square, and it implies 7 divides a. Now if 7 divides a, it means 7 into some number, let it be c, is equal to a. Squaring both sides. Squaring both sides will get 7 square as 49, c square is equal to a square. And let these equations as equation 1 and equation 2. Now what's here? Right hand side of both the equations are same. So compare them. Comparing 1 and 2 will get 49c square is equal to 7b square. It implies 49c square by 7 is equal to b square. It implies 7c square is equal to b square. Then what does it mean? It means 7 divides b square. Hence it implies 7 divides b, but 7 can't divide both a and b because a and b both are co-prime. But a and b both are co-prime. It implies 7 can't divides both, and it implies our assumption is wrong. And if our assumption is wrong, it implies and root 7 is irrational. Got it? Now come to your exercise 1.3. Your very first question is, you have to prove root 5 is irrational. That we have already done in the theorem. Now simply you need to prove the theorem that root 5 is irrational. Now I am not writing it again as we have already done it. For the second one, question number 2 is 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Now how will prove it? Yes, first of all we'll prove the theorem. That we have already done. That you need to write in your notebooks. Prove theorem root 5 is irrational. Then after that, but about 3. Now 3 is rational, 2 is rational, and root 5 already we have written, it is irrational. Now what about 3 plus 2 root 5? 3 as already written, 3 is rational, 2 is rational, and next it is irrational. Then rational plus, and rational into irrational, that will give you irrational number, and rational when will get added to irrational will give irrational. But make sure when the question you are asked, you have to prove the theorem first of all, then you need to write down this part. Then only your question will be completed. Wait for a while. Let me to start with the third one. Yes, your question number 3 is prove that 1 by under root 2 is irrational. So first of all, rationalize it. So how will rationalize it? We just multiplied with the under root 2 and divide with under root 2. Now what is there? We have got under root 2 by 2. Now to prove it, first of all, what you need to do? First of all, prove that, yes, under root 2 is irrational. Got it? Now after that, under root 2 by 2, or basically it is 1 by under root 2. It is under root 2 is irrational, and then it is rational. So irrational number divided by a rational number will give you irrational. Hence you can verify your question that 1 by under root 2 is irrational. This was your first part of question number 3. Then come to your second part. Your second part is you have to prove 7 under root 5 is irrational. I think you have got the concept now how you will prove. First of all, yes, first of all, prove that under root 5 is irrational. But you have to prove that, not to write like this. First of all, you have to prove it. Then after that, now 7 and root 5. What about 7? 7 is a rational number multiplied with irrational number, and rational into irrational will give you irrational. Hence it will verify that 7 and root 5 is irrational. Then the last part of question number 3. Here you need to verify 6 plus under root 2 is irrational. Yes, then first of all, prove that under root 2 is irrational. That will be your first step. After that, 6 plus under root 2. 6 is rational. Under root 2 is irrational. Then rational plus irrational, that is irrational. And with this, your exercise 1.3 is over. After this, we'll start with exercise 1.4.